Good morning. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a podcast brought to you by Joy's House. We are so happy that you're here. Caregiver Crossing is a podcast that's created just for you, the caregiver. I'm Tina McIntosh.
I'm Terry Stacy. We're here every week with experts from across the country, providing comfort and resources and a whole lot of joy, we hope, to our caregivers. The podcast really does serve to embrace caregivers of today and also for tomorrow, too. So thank you all so much for being here. Tina?
So we've talked about Parkinson's disease before, but there is so much to it. It is a degenerative movement disorder, which can cause deterioration of motor skills, balance, speech, and sensory function. The Parkinson's Foundation estimates that there are more than 1 million people in the United States diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and more than 60,000 people are diagnosed each year. The cause is unknown, and there's no cure. However, there is hope. Treatments utilizing medication and exercise, which is key, can slow disease progression and greatly improve the quality of life. And we're joined today by Christine Timberlake, who's the Director of Research and Innovation at Rocksteady Boxing. You hear a lot about them, and that's because they're wonderful. So Rocksteady Boxing is the first gym in the country that's dedicated to fighting against Parkinson's. And so we're going to jump right in. First of all, Christine, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Oh, thank you so much, Tina and Terry. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. So thank you so much for having me today.
Well, we're so glad you're here. And, you know, I think people wonder, we hear about people being diagnosed with Parkinson's. What are the symptoms of it? How do people lead up to getting a diagnosis of Parkinson's?
That's a great question. So at Rocksteady, we have been around for about 16 years, started here in Indianapolis, and we've seen probably close to 1,000 people through our doors in that 15-year span. And I would have to say that each person is highly individualized and unique. But some of the cardinal symptoms or primary symptoms of Parkinson's disease, the symptoms that a person can see, is, of course, the tremor, also some postural changes, postural instability, forward lean. Maybe someone has lost the range of motion in an arm or side of the body. So you might see a diminished arm swing on one side of the body. And those things by themselves don't necessarily say, hey, you may have Parkinson's disease, but altogether, you might put them together and say, you know, it really looks like you probably need to get to a neurologist because these symptoms are becoming a little bit clearer that there's something going on. Also, slowness of movement and rigidity are a couple of the other cardinal symptoms of Parkinson's.
I have known several people that have been at the gym at Rocksteady Boxing, and have known several people that have had Parkinson's. Some are still with us and some are not any longer. But it's interesting because for the gentlemen that I have known, it is their first sign of something different is when they're golfing. And they figure and it's in that swing, and they start to notice something as is a little bit different. And then they go through the process of figuring out and learning the diagnosis of Parkinson's. What's the average age of someone being diagnosed?
Parkinson Foundation has some excellent statistics, and the average age is 65. So we do see people who are in their 40s, however, in their 30s. My husband was diagnosed when he was 36. So it is no respecter of persons. And it is more rare for someone to present with Parkinson's disease early. And I have to say that the diagnostic process is difficult for many people because currently there's no blood test or X-ray that definitively says, yep, you have Parkinson's disease, no doubt. It is mostly the process of elimination, and it's a clinical diagnosis done by the neurologist. So again, no definitive tests. So that I suspect there are lots of people that struggle with the diagnostic process before they get somewhat of an answer about what they're dealing with.
So rock steady boxing then comes into the picture. And I mean, just seeing your face, when we say rock steady boxing, and I think that's how most people are. When we mention rock steady boxing, people light up. What difference does the program make for people living with Parkinson's and for their primary caregiver?
Well, I love that question. I love to have the opportunity to share the hope that this program and programs like Rock Steady provide. Hopefully, as soon as the day of diagnosis, we have resources in the neurologist's office that neurologist can hand you that brochure and say, this is another way for you to fight back. My husband was diagnosed 22 years ago. We call that the dark ages dark ages of Parkinson's, before there were these quality of life resources. It was pretty much, let's get on medication and let's talk about research. But there were precious few resources available for quality of life. Today, while a cure is being researched. So I think inserting hope as soon as possible to get in the way of the trajectory of someone's chronic illness and save people unnecessary emotional suffering, surround them with a group of like-minded individuals, give them tools, give them a community that can help them manage their diagnosis. My husband, again, was diagnosed at age 36, and we didn't have any resources for about 6 years, and we descended into a very scary place. And there was a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of shame. So it's my mission to intervene as soon as possible. Everyone deserves hope, and everyone deserves to know that there are things that you can do to get in the way of the progression of Parkinson's disease, but we have to help people and give them the proper tools. They know that exercise is good, but what does that mean? That's why Rocksteady likes to be a resource to help people with symptomatic management.
And explain why boxing is the perfect exercise when it comes to fighting back against Parkinson's.
That's the most common question that we get, and we love to answer that. Back in the day, we thought, gosh, boxing, should we put that in our name? Should it be Rocksteady Boxing, or should it just be Rocksteady? And boxing is actually the hook that gets people's attention, because it seems to be counterintuitive. Doesn't boxing cause Parkinson's disease? Well, there's an opportunity for conversation and education. A lot of the strategies that a professional boxer uses to win a fight, to be the best that they can be, are some of the things that are most important for people with Parkinson's in combating their disease progression. So if you think about someone in a stooped over posture with little tiny shuffling gait, we want to reestablish a platform of confidence by getting in a fighter stance. And then we want to stand up straight because you want to face the enemy. We want to be able to extend our arms out and reach out as far as we can to create the biggest punch and create rotation in the body that combats all that rigidity. And there's something about striking an object that just feels good. And I think emotionally, it's a beautiful, it's just a beautiful form of, it's not therapy. We're not therapists. We're not clinicians. We are fitness professionals. It's a vehicle for just taking charge. If it's just for a moment, to help people come out of that self-consciousness or fear or anxiety. So the coaches at Rocksteady are facilitators of that process of reclaiming their lives. It is so cool. And I'm still passionate about this as I was on day one.
Yeah. And I think, Christine, I'm not a coach in this manner, but I think about all the symbolism behind having somebody in your corner and having your coach, and all the work that I know you all do, and we don't have time to go into, but having your primary caregiver and people in your corner and cheering you on, and so we love what you do. Know that we at Caregiver Crossing and we at Joy's House stand with you and the work that you're doing at Rocksteady Boxing, and we're so proud of you and impressed with the work that you're doing, not just in Indianapolis, Indiana, but across the country. And if folks are interested in finding a Rocksteady Boxing in their corner of the world, where do they go to find you?
So we have 800 plus affiliate locations in 15 different countries currently. So it's
let's just stop right there. 800 in 15 different countries.
Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, come on. So, all right, go on.
But if I can jump back really quick to care partners, we allow our care partners to work alongside of their boxer, and they need to hit stuff too. They need to get some of this, frustration, some of this energy out. So we have a free membership at Rocksteady headquarters for anyone. We call them Cornermen, because every boxer needs a cornerman. So I just wanted to touch on that. But you can go to our website, www.rocksteadyboxing.org. You can also call our main affiliate office at 317-205-9198 and speak to our affiliate services department. They'll lead and guide and direct you to classes in your area. And we also provide training for new coaches. If you know a champion care partner or clinician that is in your life, or a fitness professional that would be a good Rocksteady coach, we would be happy to train them. And it's a wonderful opportunity to kind of transcend, the ordinary, because this is an extraordinary place. It's a sacred space where we honor care partners, we honor people with chronic illness, and let's change perceptions of what's possible with people with chronic illness.
Yeah, you guys, keep doing what you're doing, man. We're so proud of you and so honored to be just a small part of cheering you on from the crowd. So thank you so much. And support Rocksteady Boxing. We all do. So as we close the show here, want to remind you as listeners that if you want to hear more about Rocksteady Boxing, about anybody in particular, have any questions, anything about caregiving and the journey, you can email me at tina@joyshouse, tina@joyshhouse.org. And certainly as we close here, we want to thank our sponsors at AARP. They're leading a revolution in the way that people view and live life after 50. We love that they're working to empower people to choose how they live as they age. And until next time, take good care of each other. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next week on Caregiver Crossing.